Hi, this is Toni Wade, the Compassionate Investor, and we are talking about transitional housing. Now we're going to specifically talk about how you actually market the property and then how you fill it. So I've got a weird process, but we're going to get into that in just a minute on how I fill it. But you first have to get the referrals coming in. Like, you don't want to spend a lot of your energy on going out and marketing properties the way we used to do back in the day. See, back in the day, we used to do the Bandit signs, which you can still do. Those do work, but you know who you're gonna get when that Bandit sign comes. It's usually somebody that's more transient, might frequent the liquor stores, things like that. Those aren't really my clients, but that's how I started when we were marketing, because I had to fill up the property that I got. So as we get into the space of marketing, I really focus a lot on building relationships with people. So a lot of my marketing involves my referral partners. Now, my referral partners, I'm like this. I'm like on them like white on rice, okay? All the time as I think about how I cater to them, because the more I cater to them, and I am really like beating the bushes and contacting them, giving them updates on how things are going, I'm building relationships with these individuals. So if they see that I'm somebody who is really about providing good customer service and make sure I provide amazing services for their clients, they're gonna call me regularly. So I'm always talking about and marketing with my agencies. So specifically, like a nonprofit agency that I work with all the time, St. Patrick's Center, CJM, Criminal Justice Ministries, that's what CJM stands for, CWIT, which is the Center for Women in Transition. But there's several different agencies that we work with here, and you can find yours, the ones that you can collaborate with in your community, and start building relationships there. Because as we get a new property set up, they're the first people I call. Why? Because I'm creating relationships with them, and I want their clients in my properties because I'm building that relationship. So, and actually, just to give you a little tip, this is what I did, so feel free to take it. When I first got started working with agencies, Criminal Justice Ministries was very similar to me, and I love the way in which they constantly got people in. And when they got full, well, what happened to the people that they didn't have housing for? They called me. So what I did when I first got in, I got to know the executive director very well. He and I became very good friends. I'd take him out to lunch. He didn't even know he was mentoring me in so many ways, but I would take him to lunch and just say, hey, what are some things that you think I could do differently? Or, are there any things specifically? Because he started sending me people, but we just started working together. But that's how you build relationships. And I did that with him. And to this day, he and I are so close. We're really close friends. And we built that relationship. But you just have to find which agency you can work with in your particular area to start getting those calls coming in. Another great partner that I have is the Department of Corrections. There's so many people within probation and parole. That's sort of how I started. I would meet POs, and once I would get one, I would then get another, and the next I'm talking to their office, and the next I'm coming to do a presentation for the services that we provide. Like, those are the type of things that I did to cultivate these relationships to the point where now we are constantly full. There's not, as I work with other investors and help them get their housing together, those are the type of relationships I have built that I use to even help them. So if you find yourself to be an investor, specifically here in St. Louis, and you're interested in learning more about how this works, or maybe how you can partner with me, then reach out to me. You can get on contact with me at tonitwade.com, and we can be able to talk about how I can be able to assist you doing the same things that I do. But once you start getting these referrals coming in and people who are calling you for your properties, you still have a screening process that you have to follow, and I do it diligently. So, and we have, as I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. The very beginning when we started this, it was sort of like trial and error. We were sort of taking on so many people that, came from different walks of life. Now we're down, and we've zeroed it down to 5 specific questions that me and my team uses to be able to identify the right person to place in our properties. One of the biggest questions I say is, is this going to be for you only, or you and someone else? Why? Because I only want one person in that room. I don't need a family. I don't need a couple. I don't need all these people in one space, because I like creating a very small, quiet group of people who can work well together. So when you just have one person in there, then you know that you've sort of started that ball rolling. And the moment I ask that question, they'll let you know. And usually, oh, it's for me and my girlfriend. Okay, you know what? We've got another property that might be a better suit for you. This one might not be it. And we sort of divert them someplace else. Because as I've been doing this work, we've created relationships with apartment complexes. We've created relationships with other people with housing that accept couples. Those are the type of things that we do. So as we're doing that work, I've zeroed down on exactly what type of person I like to have in my property. Another question that I like to say, or we make a lot of statements around, is, you know what? We really don't like a lot of people in and out of the property. We do not allow for overnight stays. Is that going to be a problem for you? Immediately, they'll let me know. Those people who want to have a whole lot of people over and this is the hangout spot, this ain't for them. We don't want those people. And those are two of my most critical questions that we ask. And at the end of the day, my goal is to be able to identify what type of person that we want to have in this property. And through a series of questions, we've narrowed it down to 5, but we can dig a little deeper depending on the conversations that we have with them. It allows for us to be able to find the right people who are going to be in our properties so that we've screened them successfully. As I said, I've been doing this for 13 years and have developed a system for how we can bring in the right people who are going to be a good fit, not just for the properties that we actually own and manage, but for the properties of the investors who work with us. That's why I want to just share with you, those people who are interested in this type of work, I would love to be able to partner with you, because as you can see, we have the phone ringing all the time here at our company. And my goal is to always have a solution for those calls. When somebody's calling and we find the right person that we screen properly, I need to be able to place that person somewhere. So if you're interested in getting into this type of housing, you've never done it before, but you have a desire you feel that you can grow on, then definitely reach out to me at ToniTWade.com. I'd love to talk about the options that are available through us that we can offer to you, where you still get the maximum rents on the property and you get to work with someone like us that's already screening, and we can place individuals in your property and do the property management for you, or just simply give you, receive a placement fee for bringing you a right client. So these are the type of things that we offer. These are the type of services that we do. And I'm glad that you heard this information related to how you can not just get properties that can serve you and you can market them, but you also know how to screen them properly. So if you liked what you just heard, then stay tuned.